this is really the second part of something that I already started last time. It's all about happiness. So in the last episode that I streamed actually live from Germany, so I have a little bit of jet lag, but it doesn't matter. We do what we need to do when we need to do it, right? So when in my last episode, I shared with you that happiness is not a goal or even an end result, but that happiness is there when you are on the path, which means when you make progress. And happiness can only be discovered within you. So that path is not a path to make more money or anything outside of you. That path is the path to go within, right? And we also discussed that, or I shared with you, that fear really never goes away. But you learn how to communicate with this, I say, long-standing friend. You better make it your friend because it will always be there. Even when you have far advanced on your path to yourself, discovering yourself, fear will always be there. Even when you are entirely yourself, you are still terrified at times. Fear is still there because it will never go away, as I already said. But you act differently in the face of fear. And that makes it a whole different experience. How? Because you have compassion with yourself and do what you must do in the present moment, whenever it's necessary. So here it is in a nutshell. What to do and what not to do. Do not spend time, and especially no energy in the past, which triggers fears, or spend time in the future, energy in the future with some hopes. But you banish both and live fully in the present moment. You are aware of distractions and banish those as well while working on yourself and enjoying your life journey on your unique path. That is a path toward whatever goal you have, your life path. But don't even be obsessed with it. In other words, you enjoy every step of progress. Here we come, progress, which is really happiness. You enjoy every step of progress and have compassion with yourself when you stumble and fall, which we all do. We all stumble and fall. So happiness is being on the path of progress rather than arriving at the end result. And this really gives you some aha moments, right? And insights into how you can enjoy more happiness by looking at progress toward your dreams and desires. So today we are going into this, the next step. So what are your dreams and your desires? What are the steps to happiness? I call it kick-ass happiness. Yes, I know. Many people say, Angelika, you are so sophisticated and elegant. When you say kick-ass, it's a little bit of a shock. I like those little shocks. And if I haven't told you yet, I am a little bit of a rebel by nature. I also break rules. I break rules for justice. I break rules for love. I break rules against boredom and doing the same all the time. I find new ways. And I break rules when it is needed to be myself, fully myself. Yes? Do you get that? Do you understand that? And maybe you should do the same. Because every time something new was developed, there was some kind of a break in a rule that existed up to that point. Yes? Okay. But this is not what I want to talk about today. Today, I want to talk about the 7 steps to kick-ass happiness. I have developed this blueprint a couple of years ago, and I hope you enjoy it, because I don't know if we have the time to go through all of the steps in this episode. If not, then we will continue in the next episode. So step number 1, know what you want. Yes, know what you want. This should be really, a no-brainer. And yet, so often when I ask my clients, so what is it that you want? So many don't even know, or there is a certain vagueness. And even with myself, sometimes I just have to narrow this down. I have to ask myself, what do I really want here? And that is so important, because it is so easy to just float, and to just act or react what is coming to you or at you. And that is also a very clear way to get distracted, to go this way and the other way and up and down, and then feel frustrated in the end and probably exhausted too. So clarity. And I actually have the 3 critical points to everything that I believe is important in life are the 3 C's. I have 7 C's, but the critical ones are the following. The first is clarity, and this is also the first step to kick-ass happiness, clarity. The second one is courage, and the third is commitment. Okay, but coming back to the 7 steps to kick-ass happiness, the first step is get clear about where you are now and what you really want right now, and maybe in the immediate future. If you always think about what you want maybe in 10 years, yeah, it is probably nice and good to have a 10-year or maybe a 20-year plan. And yet, if you're always out there a decade or even a year out, then you don't know the steps and are clear enough to take the steps that are important right now, that you have to take now. Step number 1, right? Little steps. Every step on your path takes you closer to your goal. Yes? Okay, so clarity. And also discover maybe, okay, you should know your core values, all right? What are your core values? And yet, as we get older and as we develop ourselves and as we grow, there are a little shifts. So discover maybe new core values and reaffirm those that are still valid. Yes, because you need to know your core values are part of your inner life. Yes, and if your outer life is not in alignment with your core values, with your inner life, your core values, then you are in pain. You may not feel it as pain, but you are in friction. You are out of alignment, and everything is more difficult. It takes more effort. You don't flow. There is no ease. There is friction and dis-ease. Okay, so core values are really, really important, and also to check in if those core values that you may hopefully have written down and or know by heart, are still in alignment, because there could be little shifts, something that is not important anymore. Because as a woman, we go through so many stages. And when you're a mother, some of your core values may have to do with motherhood and with your children. And as your children leave the house, that core value is shifting more toward yourself. You know what I mean by reaffirming or discovering new core values and affirm those that are still valid. Okay. And as I already said, align your outer life with your inner values so that they are in alignment. And when you do that, your life will flow more easily and naturally. And all of that, as you can imagine, is already, when you are in the flow, there is lightness, there is happiness. Happiness is your natural state anyway, right? So in order to stay in the flow, become aware of where you drift, yes? And the vagueness and the contradiction that may sabotage what you really, really want. Clarity, yes, first step. So we are coming back to it in different ways, looking at it from different angles. Is what you want crystal clear? Yes, because you need to know what you want. We started with that, right? Or yet still vague or unknown to you. And then you may want to realize if this is in alignment with your life's purpose, the purpose for the second part of your life. Become aware of where you are, maybe drifting unconsciously, and bring yourself back, because any vagueness is the equivalent of self-sabotage. Clarity will stop it, which gives you the joy of confidence in getting what you really want. Yes, makes sense. Yes, I hope so. So that was really the first step, clarity. Aligning yourself, your outer condition, your outer life, creating it according to your inner values. All of that is about clarity. Okay, let's move to step number 2, the mastery of your physical body. And that's your capacity to gather energy. Because without energy, that physical body is really not very joyous, is not capable of experiencing life to the fullest, which means you cut yourself short in your happiness as well. When you stop, because some women actually say, I hate my body. Whenever I hear this, I mean, this just breaks my heart. You have to stop hating your body, or mostly seeing what is wrong with you. When you stop that, even when you stop just that, you open the door for happiness in your physical body. You learn then, when you let this go, when you start loving your body, when you start aligning with your body, when you start to listen to your body. And I have written a book about this. It's Why You Must Love Your Body. And get in touch with me if you want a free copy of that PDF I can send you. It also comes in the PDF form, where it shows you how important it is to understand your body, to love your body, to understand the language of your body. But anyway, then you know how to self-energize, to self-regenerate, to self-heal by learning how to tap deep into the wisdom and the awesome power of your body's ability to restore its equilibrium. Our body is the most amazing piece of art and miracle. It is a total miracle. Your body's capacity to generate life force energy is actually unlimited. I know that we often say, oh, I feel tired. I don't feel this energy. Know that the reason is, if you're not ill, if it's not due to illness, the reason is that your mind has the wrong thoughts, that you are not moving your body enough. Your body needs to move. That's what it's meant to do. So more movement in your body and thoughts, happier thoughts. You choose your thoughts, the thoughts that are positive, that bring you joy. All of that will immediately be an energy generator. It will just, your energy will just bubble up. I promise you. Understanding the needs of your physical body through proper listening. And again, I would recommend you download or ask for me to send you the PDF of the book that I wrote by the name of Why You Must Love Your Body. We unlock energy through movement that dissolves rigidity and stiffness and replaces it with fluidity and fluidity, anything, something like that. And smoothness that rejuvenates and recharges every part of your body systems, every part, because it runs through it. It starts from maybe the bottom up and it reaches every part of your body. Find the unique energy capacity in magnetism that your physical body holds so that you attract what you desire. Here is what that really means. Magnetism. What is magnetism? Magnetism is loving yourself, loving your life so much that you have the ability to affect others by that love that you have in your own life, because it will radiate from you. People will feel energized just being in your presence, because you emanate that. Those frequencies of your inner joy will be transmitted to others, and they see you as irresistibly attractive, as magnetic, as charismatic, all of that. And you know exactly when you see somebody who emanates that, and you say, oh my goodness, this person has so much energy, so much magnetism, so much charm. You know, all of that is the same. It is positive, exuberant energy. And it is self-generated. That's the important part. It is self-generated. You can generate it at any moment. And even if something negative happens in your life, yes, you can be affected in the moment by any event that you cannot control, right? We can only control our own responses to what happens. And there's nothing wrong with, feeling the energy draining and having that experience of a very profound sadness, maybe a disappointment and all of this. Yes, experience it, but then also know that even in that event that you could not control, you can bring your own happiness back, which is really your power. It's such an amazing power by thinking the right thoughts. When you start thinking the right thoughts, positive thoughts, then you immediately change your emotion. You change how you feel in an instant. Yes? For example, you can be in a very, very sad mode, state of mind, and be invited to the movies and see an extremely funny movie. And you don't think about the this situation or what happened before that made you so sad. But you are in the moment watching this funny movie and you laugh out loud and you are so full of energy and happiness. And only when you bring the thoughts back of this other thing, then it all drains again. So that way, you see, you experience how much it is connected to your thoughts, to what you decide to think. And many say, well, I don't have control over my thoughts. Yes, you do. We all have control over our thoughts. You may not believe you have, but once you are aware that you do have control and you practice it, everything needs a little practice. We cannot just be told that something is so. We need to experience it in order to make it real for us, right? And that's really, really very important. Okay, I want to go, because I really would like to get at least 3 steps in, and we only have a couple of minutes left. Step 3, understanding your mind, your choice. And we have already, I have already mentioned a little bit about this. When you uncover your incredible, your awesome capability and possibility to control more of your mind by finding out how your mind really works, right? I've said that right now. And how, and this is a new piece, and how you can quiet the noise, the fear, the limiting beliefs that hold you in bondage. And that those hold you in bondage without your conscious awareness. It is a subconsciousness. Own and embrace your emotions without judgment. As I said, when you are very, very sad, embrace that, know it, but also know that you have the power to change it. You have the power to change it. Negate the ones you feel ashamed of. You can negate them. You have the power to say no to something that in the past you felt ashamed of. You don't even need a reason, but of course you can find reasons to stop being ashamed of it. But you can also just drop it. You know how you drop something? You just, let me see, I have something here. You just hold something in your hand, right? We know it like that. What do you do to drop it? What do you do to drop it? You open up your hand. Yes? You let it go. And don't pick it up again, okay? Because very often we let something go and then immediately we look for it and then we pick it up again. Don't do that. So become aware of your automatic triggers and reverse negativity with consciously choosing smart and positive thoughts that support who you are and who you want to become, most of all, so that you can stop playing small or being so much less than you really are, putting your light under standing in your own shadow. Come out of your own shadow. Yes, you create every day with conscious choice. You have choice, and that separates us from any other living thing on this planet. We human beings have choice. So let's, we have to stop it right here. But I promise you that as soon as this is done, in the next Saturday, in the next episode, we will continue with step 4, 5, 6, and hopefully 7. Okay, so thank you so much for being here, because I know that your time is so precious and I honor it. I honor myself, my own time, and I honor you and I honor your time. So this is it for today. And until I see you again next Saturday, bye-bye for now. you.